I did was foolish, and I shouldn't have allowed myself to slip like that. That's out of character.
Beyond words, Joe. Gosh, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen on a professional sports field.
Time now for Night Court. Cleveland Browns star defensive end Myles Garrett is looking at a long suspension for ripping off the helmet of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph, then whacking him in the head with it last night. Garrett has apologized for the incident, but his lawyer says to ESPN he's not ruling out any legal options. So we're going to start there tonight with two men who know their way around a courtroom, attorneys Bianchi and David Bruno. Great to have you both with us tonight.
Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Shannon.
Okay, so let's start with Exhibit A. David, this is for you. Garrett violated unnecessary roughness, this is from the NFL, and unsportsmanlike conduct rules, as well as fighting, removing the helmet of an opponent and using the helmet as a weapon. What chance does he have for an appeal here, David?
Well, yeah, he's going to appeal. He has a right to an appeal. And this suspension is an indefinite one. It counts for this year and possibly even next. And this is the longest suspension for an on-field incident there is. There was a 2006 incident with Albert Hainsworth where he actually took the helmet off and stomped the individual's face. And that was only 5 games. So this is more. This is going to be more. So what he needs to do, he needs to appeal, but he needs to start doing more community service. He needs to do anger management. He needs to put together a mitigation package that Bob and I would do for our defense clients to try to put his best foot forward on the appeal and later to try to get reinstated for next year.
Okay, this is what Arian Foster says, a former teammate, former NFL player himself. He tweets this. He says, the outrage is dumb. Baseball and hockey fight all the time. Every time football and basketball players get into it, it's some ethical issue. LOL. So stupid, Bob.
Now, this goes beyond the pale of just some, sportsmanship roughness. This guy literally committed what people could see as a crime if a prosecutor wanted to go forward with this. These helmets are made of steel. That quarterback had just been knocked cold unconscious a couple of weeks before. Look at that hit that your viewers are watching right now. It could have caused serious injury to him. And the fact that there wasn't serious injury or there wasn't an injury is probably a thing that's going to save prosecutors from really hitting him with the boatload. But had he been injured, he would be in handcuffs right now, Shannon. And to Dave's point, that's exactly what we do as defense lawyers. He needs anger management. He needs community service. He needs a team of people that are going to get outside the court of public opinion and try to convince the league at the end of the day, I'm worthy to come back because I've tried to do the right thing. Otherwise, he's toast.
All right, speaking of handcuffs, let's go to case number 2, because this one has to do with Madonna. And she apparently is showing up at least 2 hours late for her ticket. So this guy is suing because he bought a ticket originally. It said 8:30. Now the promoters apparently have figured out she's always 2 hours late. So now the tickets say 10:30. He says he's tried to get his money back. In his complaint, he's actually filed a complaint. It says ticket holders had to work and go to school the next day, which prevented them from attending a concert that would end around 1 a.m. The plaintiff attempted without success to obtain a refund for the 3 tickets purchased for the Madonna concert. Exhibit C to you, David.
Sure. Well, first, for this business, bad business not giving the refund after the time change. But what can I see? I could see an argument by Madonna and the company that it's not material breach. It's only 2 hours. And by the way, who's been to a concert that starts on time anyway? Not me. You know, and also in his complaint, he's asking for $15,000. He only paid a little over $1,000 for this, so I can't see why he would get $14,000 more. And also, he has a duty to mitigate, so he better try to sell them if he's not going to, because if he just sits on them, then he could be out some money as well.
Yeah, Bob, my understanding is that he did sell them on Ticketmaster, but didn't get anywhere near what he thought he could or thought he should, because he says the tickets are devalued now, that they know it's not going to actually start on time, because people would make a consideration about whether you're attending an 8:30 event or 10:30 event, especially if you have obligations the next day. You may or may not want to buy these tickets and go to the concert. As for Madonna, here's what she says. Exhibit D.
Here's something that you all need to understand, and that is that a queen is never late.
Bob, a queen is never late. So they were just early, I guess.
You know, Shannon, all I can say is that is really not a great way to express yourself, Madonna.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to go there. I had to do it. But, you know, here's the thing. This kid was a minor, let's not forget. And there's a curfew in Miami that says that you have to be home by 11 o'clock. And when these concerts are routinely starting at 10:30 and sometimes 12 o'clock because she deigns to queen herself at those later times, you put that kid in a position where he either loses the tickets or he has to violate the law. So from that standpoint, I think this guy may have a good case in court. I agree with Dave. The damages may be too much, but there's also a deceptive fraud practice count in this complaint, and sometimes they treble those damages.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I didn't even know there were places in the U.S. that still had curfews for kids, but interesting. You learn something new every day. All right, gentlemen, David and Bob, you have made your arguments to the jury. The folks at home, let us know. Use the hashtag Night Court and use either at Fox News Night or at Shannon Bream, and let us know how you think these gentlemen did and how you would decide. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Good weekend.